Hello, everyone. Before we begin, I'd like to share that I'm not a doctor, I'm not a spiritual master, or an expert of any kind. I'm just a country pumpkin sharing his theoretical perspective for entertainment's purpose only. The topic of entertainment today is limiting thoughts. Limiting thoughts varies greatly from, it's like an onion, different levels. As we raise our frequency or expand our consciousness, we will recognize more limiting thoughts pattern within ourselves. And those limiting thoughts are so ingrained within ourselves that they become part of life, very normal. We don't think of them being any different. We accept that it is what it is. No, not what it is, but we accept that for as a part of us. Like, there are so many examples. For one, I want to create a video and share what I believe with everybody. But in my mind, or going to my mind, what I call smart analysis, my brain is working against me, but I'm thinking that it's working for me or with me. Most people don't recognize most of the time their brains or their brain of the brain is working against them, not with them, by saying, analyzing, like, I don't know enough. I'm not an expert. I can't speak fluently or well. I stutter. I am not handsome enough. People laugh at me. They'll judge me. Uh, so those are example of limiting thoughts that we think are normal, but those are what dragging us down, pulling us back from following what's our drive, our passion, what is pushing us from inside, our calling, or you can call soul calling. One way to put it is our weakness. To understand our weakness and our limiting thought patterns, we can look at our soul plan, our soul contract, how you put it, by looking at our names to decipher through numerology. If anybody interested, they can look into that topic. But that is one quick way. If you are not paying attention to yourself and looking at analyzing in what inside and anything, then that is an easy way of putting that thing straight up in your face to have to deal with. This is my weakness, this is my strength, this is my purpose in life, this is my sole purpose, that what satisfied me deeply. You can look at all of that through like soul plan, human design, gene keys, all this technology, what you call software, help us understand more about ourselves. So if you're on the path of being a life coach and you want to help people to look at their weaknesses and how to overcome themselves, and those are excellent tools, or just want to know more about yourself. Who am I? Why am I here? And also great tools to know more about ourselves as more on a science level, not just more of pseudoscience, or some people call it pseudoscience anyway. But those are great tools to look at, and we make the judgment for ourselves. Yep, this is correct. This is match me for what it is. Oh no, this is crap, bunch of crap. It's a waste of my time. So you have to look at it firsthand, experience it firsthand for yourself to see, and based on your understanding of yourself, and you basically honestly rate yourself where, how correct it is in describing me, my archetype, and move on from there. Because with soul plan, like by Blue Marsden, it lays out like what I said earlier. It gives you example. It's not going to define you 100%. No system can define you 100%. At least give you an idea of where to start, of how to see yourself and see and recognize and acknowledge our weaknesses and our limiting thoughts pattern. There are so many of them. and they what I call tiểu quân tử, mean they're not honest, mean they are a bunch of thugs. It's not like one-on-one, it's like 5-on-1, 10-on-1. They gang up and trying to attack you, pull you down, limit your full potential. So it's not like one-on-one. It's not a fair fight. Not just limiting thoughts, but also your fear coming into play that hang out with your limiting thoughts. Like I said earlier, when you say, oh, I can't speak fluently, people will laugh at me. Your fear will come out and you think, I don't know well enough. That's one of the weaknesses I shared earlier, where people don't believe in themselves because when they have direct cognition, especially those that have direct cognition, they need to find some kind of expert to learn from them, to know the topic. But what I recognize that I'm an expert myself already because I just know. Because direct cognition is one of the hardest thing for people to recognize and to deal with. Is trying to find somebody to validate what you already know inside. And this guy right here, we're not able to rationalize it or explain it away. You just know. Just like when you know the society, I don't belong in this society. The way it works, that's not how it should be. But I cannot put into words to describe how it just feels not right. Back to the topic of limiting thoughts. So as we begin to raise our frequency, expand our consciousness to what I shared earlier, different ways of raising our frequency and expanding our consciousness, we will recognize more limiting thoughts that we have that is blocking our path to full potential, to being our true self, to expressing our creativity, to share our passion with everyone. Recognizing is one part, is half the battle, and then overcoming it, embodying it is the other half. At least when we raise our consciousness, then we are able to pick up and understand, because when our consciousness level is right here, but the problem, the limiting thought is like right out here, it's beyond reach. So when we expand, raise our frequency, expand our consciousness, and what is beyond reach now is within perception, then we're able to see it, acknowledge it, and deal with it, overcome it, embody it. Because of those limiting thoughts, you might not be able to speak fluently, you might stutter. Your thoughts don't flow smoothly. But once you begin to overcome your weakness, your fear of people laughing you, judging at you, how you don't know enough, when you overcome those limiting thoughts, then you're able to speak more smoothly, fluently, you're able to articulate yourself, because there was your weakness, not able to articulate yourself because you're not applying your skill sets. Because when we have certain skill sets to overcome our weakness, when we focus, when we don't believe in ourselves and focus on our weakness and get stuck there, don't believe in our strength, denying it, not applying it, then we walk into the 180 zone, then it become our weakness. So this when we start practicing doing things and applying things, even though it's not be perfect, you might not create a perfect video, you might not be able to share everything like you have a plan in mind or want to share, but just the act of doing it slowly, and over time you become better, and those weaknesses becomes weaker, and become disappear. Then you basically step into your power, your strength, and you're able to express and do things more freely, openly, being your true self. It's a process. So with this process, I wish you luck in recognizing your limiting thoughts and how you're able to reprogram yourself and overcome your weakness and to share your passion with everyone. Thank you and good luck, everyone.